Welcome to the first episode of our new podcast. I'm Vinnie.
And I'm Joe.
Hey, Joe. It's Joe.
Hey, Vinnie.
This is Joe. Welcome to the show.
I am
this
Joe.
Is Joe. This is
I'm
Joe.
glad to be on the show.
Cool. Joe, did you know that McDonald's calls frequent buyers their food heavy users?
I did not know that. That's
I
pretty
hope that's
cool.
I hope that's an accurate fact. I'm on this site.
I hope that's accurate.
There's a bunch of facts. But yeah. Apparently, according to this site, McDonald's calls frequent buyers the heavy users.
I guess you could say that's interesting, but better yet, let's say that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's the name of the show.
Yeah,
dude. We went to McDonald's today. Do you think we're heavy users?
I suppose we probably are, considering we're consistent
Dude,
about the same time every Sunday.
Yeah, but and we go to the same McDonald's.
Yeah.
I've always kind of wanted to be like, oh, you see the same people every week, but then I realized, oh, people are so there's so many students work at McDonald's that you've got a new person every single week.
Yeah.
So there's no way anyone could ever possibly recognize you. There's one lady, a friend of McDonald's, which I recognize her every time I go through the drive-thru. She's the one that was asking about, because we went through with the trailer, and she was the one that was like, man, that trailer doubles the size of your Jeep. Because I got a Jeep, which is just a two-door Jeep.
Yeah.
So it's really short. So then the trailer was longer than the Jeep.
Just about longer and wider.
So yeah. Kind of increased my size a bit, but yeah. So that's kind of, but I don't know. What if you went to McDonald's every day?
What if you went for 3 times a day?
I suppose that would be considered a heavy user. Because, that's the thing, is, the way you know if you're, when it comes to especially, fast food stuff, the way you know if you're, addicted to it is if you, can't live without it. I think, anyway. Well, I guess maybe not. I don't know. There's some things that, oh, you can't live without because they're a necessity. And then there's some things just, you stop using it and it's, a major inconvenience. When we did that, I guess it was a 3 or 4 week period. Probably even less than that. Probably just
It was about 2 weeks.
2 weeks was how far we made when we just weren't eating any fast food. It was very inconvenient because I was just
you used to
want food.
And now you can't. You got to go home and fix yourself a real meal and make sure it's
of course
meat and vegetables, no bread.
Yeah, I guess the thing is when it comes to that period was also we weren't eating any sugar.
Right. So essentially, we flipped the food pyramid upside down.
Yeah, basically. And the thing is I drink a lot of coffee. I probably drink an unhealthy amount of coffee. I don't know.
I've actually cut down on it.
Is coffee bad for you?
It's got some toxins in it, but it's not that bad. It's it depends on how strong you make it too.
I'm gonna look this up. Is coffee bad for you?
Okay. Because I really
not
don't
if
know
you
for
drink
sure.
it by the rules. Let's see what Time Magazine
by
has
the
to
rules.
say.
Okay, well, they'll
I'm gonna go and read a
the
review
truth.
so that I can get rid of all these ads. Have you ever used ad blocker?
Don't think so.
No.
Mm-mm.
I used it for a while.
Yeah.
But I felt guilty because YouTubers weren't making any money. But now I have YouTube Red, and so I've gotten so used to not having any ads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting, going back to someone else's account.
Yeah, I'd use ad blocker, but then all the local hot singles would disappear, and I'm not okay with that. So I'm gonna leave the ads there.
Okay. So coffee's been linked to lower rates of type 2 diabetes, reduced risk of some cancers, and protection against Parkinson's disease. Other research links coffee to improve memory, mood, and energy levels, obviously. One recent analysis published in the journal Science even found that coffee is linked to the diversity of bacteria in the gut, which is likely a good thing. So that's probably one of the only places people get their probiotics.
It is.
Which I eat a lot of yogurt now.
Yeah.
I've been trying to eat a lot more yogurt, which has really helped with
It's also helping McDonald's because nobody else goes to McDonald's for yogurt ever. Nobody gets yogurt at Walmart. At McDonald's.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if the yogurt parfaits are as good as if you get raw yogurt.
I'm sure it's not, but it's still.
Of course, I'm sure the raw yogurt from the store isn't as good.
It's still probably healthier than your egg McMuffin.
Yeah, kind of.
As sad as
kind of put a little bit of actual good stuff in my body along with the junk. That way, it levels it out. If you have a right and a wrong, it makes a neutral.
That's right.
Okay, before you start swigging your Java by the gallon, Vinnie warns that there remains reason to be careful as evidence that pregnant women might want to limit morning caffeine fix because of the admittedly small correlation between coffee intake and miscarriage. There is research showing that moderate coffee drinking is perfectly safe. make a judgment call for expecting moms. Why do they never like explain how it works? You know,
they never do. They
like,
don't want you to actually know anything.
We've flown to the moon, and yet we still can't explain we still can't explain these things. And so I don't know if they're just interpolating here, like, yeah, there's some evidence, or is
they're
it just like
interpolating. Essentially, what they're saying is coffee might be bad, coffee might be good, but we've talked about it for so long that you feel like you know the answer to it.
All you bloggers out there like write about this kind of stuff. Do your research, like. Yeah, if you ever watch like game theory or film theory, the guy does a ton of research and explains everything, so you know the actual facts that we know.
That's right.
Which is, you know, something that I think a lot of us should strive for. For most people, black coffee is healthy, non-caloric beverage choice. Okay, so as far as that goes, I guess caffeine itself doesn't really have any adverse effects. I don't think. As far as I can see, as far as this article thinks anyway. I don't know. I hope not anyway, because I drink an average of like 3 cups a day.
That's not bad.
And I've been trying to turn down my sugar, but I do not like as far as cream goes. I don't take that down at all. Of course, you know I don't think
cream's not gonna matter.
I
guess what I'm thinking is, if you make your coffee a little less strong, you know that's the thing I've noticed. We've made coffee a lot stronger than people used to.
Oh yeah.
Because back in the day, people made it so it was kind of almost more like tea.
Yeah.
You could drink it black. Like, I can drink my coffee black like that.
Right.
It doesn't taste terrible because when it's really strong, that bitterness is very much there, and you're aware that it is there, and you got to have a lot of sugar to counter that. So I try to make my coffee, like, strong enough that it still gives me energy without making it too strong that I'm going to have to put a boatload of sugar in it.
Yeah, I think
so, you know.
That's a good point. Because, like, when we used the Keurig, is that what it's called? Those things that use the cups. Yeah.
The K-cups, yeah, the Keurig.
Yeah. Those make them really strong.
Sound like
so
a
I
jet
don't really
engine
like to
taking
use
off.
those.
You ever noticed that?
What?
The newer ones, like the great big ones, they actually sound like a jet engine taking off.
Oh.
Like ours are kind of quiet. I mean, it's pretty loud, but it's still quiet as normal. But the newer ones, you just like start over, it's like.
I just realized though, like,
wow.
Shucks, dude, I'm gonna be moving out soon, and I don't know if I have a coffee maker. I'm gonna have to do something about that.
Oh no! Well, you
can
probably actually take our old Keurig.
I guess we have like 3 coffee makers, so
we do.
We wouldn't miss it if I took one.
Because actually, what happened was we had bought a Keurig, a nice one back in the day. Someone gave us the exact same one, so we sold our other one, and so we have this the classic, you know, the large style, but the classic first, the 2 that came out, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, you have the little one and then the bigger one. We got the bigger one.
Right.
Anyway, and then this past Christmas, me and Luke went together and we bought a Ninja coffee
I remember.
maker.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's a pretty nice one. So actually, if you want to use less sugar in your coffee, what works best is make a really strong amount of coffee, but make it concentrated, and then steam some milk and pour it in there.
Eventually, I want to get like a cold brewer because I think that'd be really good. But problem is, like, you know, I'm not like a coffee specialist. Like, I like coffee a lot.
I absolutely am.
Yeah, well,
I'm certainly a coffee
I guess
specialist.
there's 2 kinds of coffee enthusiasts. There's the people that like coffee a lot, and there's the people who like to know about coffee and like their beans roasted themselves or you know ground themselves and stuff. Like, I just like coffee. I just want to be able to get up in the morning, make myself a pot of coffee, and then drink it over the course of the first 5 hours of my day, which only works on weekends.
Yeah,
which are my favorite days of the week because I'm able to do that. But then again, I don't like. A lot of people complain about the whole work week thing. I don't really mind it. I don't know. I suppose it'd be more difficult if I was in a position like you, where you are, where you have to.
My work week is kind of rough
your work week is
your
work week is brutal. Cause mine, I get to work at 6 and then I get off at 4:30. That's 10 hours. 4 days makes a full day. Sometimes I get to work overtime on Fridays. Most of the time, though, I get a 3-day weekend, which I think the whole
is
world
worth going. The extra 2 hours every morning.
Oh, absolutely,
absolutely.
It's because I wouldn't do anything with those 2 hours, and then I get an entire day instead.
Yeah,
which is worth a lot more. Only having a morning or only having an evening.
Which is funny because really, most people would look at our areas of work and think, "Oh, that's pretty similar." But it's not at all similar, really.
Well, it's about
in
what
a way
you work
it is,
in. Because I'm an electrician, which basically but I work mostly in commercial.
Yeah.
Which means that I can get to work a lot sooner. If I was doing like service jobs like you guys do with construction and remodeling, you can't really work any earlier than 8, and so in order to get an 8-hour day,
because that's the catch.
You're working till 4.
We're doing like larger scale handyman stuff a lot of times. We do construction too, and I work with guys who do construction. When I do that's a lot easier because, like you said, we're working on a house. We're building a house.
You get there, you have one.
We get there like 7 in the morning. We, if it's an hour away, because usually we live in Rapid, but if you got to travel an hour, you can only get there about at 7. So, you get there at 7, you leave, with about 6 hours of work. The guy I work for doesn't work very long. He's there one of them's an electrician, so they kind of like to quit early because they're not into that kind of thing. But anyway, so, those days are a lot easier. But for the most part, I'll work from Monday through Saturday and just be running all day. It feels like I've worked a 10-hour day, but I only get paid for about 6 or 7 usually. Unless it's a big job. Because that's the bad thing about a handyman. You think it'd be an easy job, but it's not, because you don't get paid from running from one job to another, even though that's what takes half the day.
Yeah.
So
which I don't know, like I think like everybody has like preferences as to how like their work week goes. And I think like the healthiest thing you can do for yourself is like create a work week that allows you to just kind of do whatever you whatever it is that you enjoy doing. While at the same time maintaining a healthy work schedule. Because like I know people like work long hours, work long days so that they can have a few days in order to pursue their dreams. And I don't know. I think that's totally fine because like eventually you get to the point where you don't have to work those long hours. But if you're in a place like I am here, where literally what I enjoy doing is so unpredictable that I could do it for 20 years and still never get to be full time with it. I don't know. I don't think it is.
And for me, I don't have any, big hobbies. I help you do side stuff with your YouTube now and then, so I don't need to have near as much time. Because it does take every time to stop and record or help with something, whereas the actual, production of it is what takes a long while. So for me, I'm okay with working 6 days a week. It's nice when I can get a day off, which doesn't happen often, but when it does, that's nice. That's nice.
It is nice.
So, it's one of those things that works for me. And I enjoy my work, so...
Yeah, which is really the most you can ask for in, like, a capitalistic society,
And for all of you out there who have jobs and you work long hours and you don't like your job, well, I'll tell you how to make your job easier. Here's the thing I learned. You gotta first realize that life is essentially just gonna be a lot of work. And if you look at it and expect to never get a day off, you'll appreciate your days off a lot more. And also... I found that I just have to look at my job and say it is way better than what I could be doing, because there's a lot more jobs out there that I really wouldn't want to do, and I'm not doing those.
Yeah,
and I'm happy about that,
I've worked in some really bad situations, like just that were run poorly, that the bosses were jerks, that even it just or like where I didn't know what I was doing and no one would train me, So where I am now, it's just like I'm looking at it as like, man, I've worked so many bad places. Like, now that I'm working here, it's just like I'm happy like all the time because I know what it's like to be sad.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
So there's your uplifting message for the day, I guess. I don't know. We never really introduced the podcast because this is like our first episode.
This is the first episode, and so far we've talked about fast food, coffee, and then work.
Yeah, which is like things that are very relatable for people. And I think that's what this podcast is going to be. It's just
that's what this is about.
It's going to be relatable to the common people.
So you who are listening right now, just feel like you can relate to us because we're just going to be relatable. Whether we really are or not, that's not important.
It's not important. We're just going to pretend to be relatable.
That's right.
Did you see like the guy at that Twitch convention? It was just like, I don't really think a lot of people should relate to me because like I consider myself above the average person.
That is a very humble brag.
It is, but like, I mean, like I guess whatever if he's like being honest, which he probably is. But like that's kind of it's kind of just a weird mindset to have. Like
that is a very odd mindset.
I have no ill will toward like that person. I don't know who he is, which makes it kind of funny that he's like I consider myself better than the average person. And I was like, who are you again? But I don't know. I don't know like how much backlash he's gotten from that. But
You're
I
right.
mean, I think like. I think he legitimately has kind of a weird... It could be it's a weird God complex, or it's just like yeah, I think I'm better than the... I mean, like, if you ask... there's just, like, this study is done. I mean, I should look it up so I actually have the facts going on.
You gotta have those facts. Dude.
Gotta have those facts.
After all, you just told people that if they're gonna talk.
Study on people who think they're better than average drivers.
I mean, I think I'm probably just an average driver.
Illusory superiority. One commercial... Okay, let me see if I can open this.
I mean, just because there's a bunch of bad drivers out there
go.
doesn't
Okay.
mean that makes me a
This
above
oughta
average
be
driver. That just makes me the average that don't get in wrecks all the time.
If you ask someone to rate their driving skills on 1 to 10 scale, that's a good chance they'll give themselves an above average rating of like 7. Psychologist to scientist Michael M. Roy of Elizabethtown College and Michael J. Lurch of New York University found that although people may rate themselves as above average, they don't think others would quite agree. Across 4 experiments, Roy and Lurch found that people often believe that others would rate them as a worse driver, about 10% worse than they rated themselves. Because there's no standard definition for good driving, people tend to use their own unique individual definitions. So a slow, cautious driver could have a totally different definition of good driving than someone who likes to drive fast and aggressively. So yeah, like, you know, over, like, 70% people will say that they're better than average drivers, from what I've heard.
Which is odd, because for me, I would probably give myself a 5 or a 6.
Would you?
Probably
I
a
guess,
5.
like...
I guess what I'm
just
thinking is a 10 is going to be somebody who knows how to handle any situation.
Right, yeah.
They can use both brakes to get
Yeah.
themselves into
I guess, like,
wherever
that's
they
the
need
thing,
to
is,
be,
like,
you know.
what's a 5? Like, is that an average driver, or is that a, oh, you're a pretty poor driver, but you're still okay? Because that's the thing, is, like, that'd be, like, a middle ground, and, like...
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose a 1 would be a person who constantly loses their
Most of us
license.
are probably in, like, a 5 or 6.
I'd say
like,
so.
there aren't that many, like, terrible drivers, because there is a requirement to get a license.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I'm just thinking there's a factor of, like, a lot, because your driving gets a big boost after you've driven for, like, 5 years, which I believe I'm coming up on. I started driving when I was 17, I believe.
Right.
Would that be right?
That
I mean, the
sounds
thing
right.
is, I was driving before then.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's
I actually
hard to
started,
know.
like, practicing driving, like, just around the farm and stuff. Because back then we lived on a farm, so
Yeah.
I could do that without getting arrested.
Well, you can drive a tractor or a farm truck when you're 12.
Yeah,
and-
so I've been driving stuff since I was... Probably the first vehicle I ever drove would be when I was, like, 10, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time when I was pretty little, probably maybe 8 or 10, where I was at our friend's house, and they had a dirt bike. And it was just like, this dumb, dirt bikes are dangerous. But then as soon as he let me drive it, I was like, never mind, dirt bikes are freaking awesome. And our older brother Luke didn't really approve of it, but I was like, you know what, shut up, man, I've changed my mind, this is great.
Oh man.
I feel bad for being like a jerk when I was a kid, because I legitimately view myself, just like the way we were talking, you know, I viewed myself as a far superior person.
Well, yeah, because
I think we all kind of go
other
through
people
that.
would drive dirt bikes, and we looked at dirt bikes as well. I think the problem was that, like, our family had a thing for if something was dangerous.
Yeah,
They wanted to protect us and say, "Oh, you don't want to do that."
Yeah, and so then we like had to.
And
try
so
to hold, then you try to
as a
hold
kid-
everybody at the same standard, you know.
Then as a kid, you know, you kind of, especially for me, I kind of post that as a, you know, how morally acceptable you
Yeah.
are.
Oh,
You know.
we don't do that, so we must be better. When in reality, it's just like, no, we just don't do it because we think that it's dangerous, and you stupid kids are gonna hurt yourself. You dumb.
I mean, you might buy a motorcycle someday.
Yeah,
I'm
but
never.
He
Gonna
had
buy
to
a
be like,
motorcycle.
my friend who owned the dirt bike had to be like, dude, you need to be more careful because like you're getting there. I like go over a hill and be off the ground for a few seconds. And, like,
Oh my goodness.
it was fun, dude. And I remember like even like a few years before that, they had a 4-wheeler.
Oh, that's
and
right. Yeah.
I got myself insanely muddy with that thing just going around the yard, and it was just like, it was awesome, and I loved it. And you know, I was sad. I'm sad that I never got a 4-wheeler when I was a kid.
Mhm.
We have one now, but like I'm older, so like, I don't have time for it. B, there's not a lot of like opportunities I have to like drive around without like having to have passengers.
That's the thing.
So
you
I
can
just
get
want to be able to like
yeah.
take a couple where everyone has their own 4-wheelers and just go out
mhm.
on like a winter kind of day and just like bundle up good enough and then just like drive around to where I can like pull donuts in a field or whatever. I feel like it'd be a lot of fun.
On the neighbor's lawn. Just all kinds of fun stuff.
All kinds of that's fun. It's like, your kid's turned my lawn. It's like, shut up, man.
At least it's a perfect circle. Now it looks like the new Apple logo.
Nice. What, really?
Oh yeah, they made it just a perfect circle.
What?
I think they even built themselves a building that's just a huge circle.
You're kidding.
I think so. It's pretty cool. I mean,
but like, why would you do that?
Just look up like Apple Circle or something.
Apple logo.
Because the logo is still going to be the Apple, I'm sure, on the phones and stuff. But
Back to the Future. Okay, good. They got their gay Apple. Well, they're trying to push their brands on me.
Here, look up Apple Circle. Maybe it's like I forget what it is because I don't think it's the actual logo.
Oh, circle spelled with an I. I hate typing on the phone. Like, I've never gotten really good at it.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Nope.
Let me look up the building, maybe.
Let's see.
Apple
Circle.
Oh, is this it? No, that's the Apple's new what? No. Oh yeah, this is it. This is Apple's new headquarters. Dang, that is fancy, dude. It's like this entire enclosure. And that's probably really like a lot bigger than it looks from here. $5 billion mega headquarters. Holy crud!
My goodness.
That is that would be a beautiful headquarters to have. I've always wanted to open my own studio for building games or whatever.
Right. Maybe it could
It'd be even cool
to
make a cartoon or whatever. But the point is it would be awesome to be able to make one and be like, okay, how do I make a studio that actually supports people's individual creative process? Because some people are more like, oh, I want to be creative in a group, or some people are more like, no, I want to be able to go to my own little cubicle and just hide away from everybody else while I'm being creative, and then just go home and do my own thing. I don't want to be part of your community, you know? Which I totally respect, because that's the same way I am. It's just no, guys, I don't want to go drink with you after work. I want to go home and work on programming or editing videos, which the guys at work totally don't get, but that's okay. It's just it's just the lifestyle I've kind of chosen.
Yeah.
And everyone's got to choose their own, and that's what I've kind of just fallen into. But
well, yeah, and you can't let yourself become somebody you're not naturally going to be just because you want to fit in with the average people group.
No.
So you can't feel well, what's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me because I don't want to go drink with my friends or hang out?
Yeah, I think that's why I don't have a lot of hangout people that I can hang out with. It's just because
I'm kind of in between there, really, though.
Yeah, well, you're more
think about that.
You're more social.
I'm a lot more social. That's the thing is, I really want kind of a group that I can say, hey guys, want to come over and play some Mario Party? Whereas
with me, 90% of the time, I don't care. It doesn't bug me that I don't have any friends. It's just no, because there are legitimately people that I'm friends with, and there are people that get what I do. So that's mostly people who make YouTube videos themselves.
Yeah.
Or people who've done that kind of stuff before, are the people that I usually get along with. So if somebody has gone to the trouble to make YouTube videos on a regular basis, or goes to the trouble to do whether it's some kind of art or programming or something like that, any kind of one of those weird geeky creative process kind of thingies, then it's there's something that clicks, and it's just oh, I totally get you, even though we might have completely different beliefs, even though we might have totally different senses of humor, we still have a core connection. And I think that's why me and Pedro get along so well, and even me and Blur Velocity are able to have good times. Is because we're just excited about creating stuff and making stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that we're not famous. It doesn't matter that it takes so many hours to do. And it doesn't matter that we have difference of political views, or difference of opinions on games, or difference on amount of friends that we have in our circles. It's I realize now, if we lived in the same city, man, we would hang out all the time.
Probably.
Because we just have so much in common. And I think that's nice, because it's better to have one really good friend than an entire group of people that you're decent acquaintances with.
Right.
Which is probably why I don't have a lot of acquaintances, is because I have that standard set up. So it's just Yeah, what you're a good person or whatever, but like I just can't relate to you whatsoever. So like, I'm just gonna not relate to you. I'm just gonna do my own thing over here, which maybe isn't right. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I mean, like, it takes a long time to be friends with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And,
So it's especially hard. It seems like it's harder nowadays to actually get like
Well, everyone
group you can relate
like
to and have.
people are very like they're very community and routine oriented. You know, they have their workplace and they have their weekend hangouts. You know, for a lot of people that'd be bars. I don't go to bars. For for like Christian people or like homeschool people, like we would know that the hangout place would be like a church or something. You know, for and like for me, my typical hangout place is like a coffee shop. It's like where I would go if I wanted to like talk or work on stuff away from home, where I could like get a cup of coffee and work for a few hours, write for a few hours.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know a lot of people that like do that. They're just, like,
it's awkward. You ask somebody out and you're just like, "How would you like to go get coffee?" You're like, "What if they don't like coffee?" Tea.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Well, if
a
they
little
don't,
bit of ice cream.
If they don't like
a tiny cookie.
Joe, though,
what?
if they don't like coffee, are they really worth being friends with? You know.
True. Haven't thought of that.
There you go. Vinny's advice for friendships: ask them out for coffee. If they don't like coffee, ditch them.
That's right. Yeah.
You gotta ditch that, boy.
You don't put up with that.
Ladies, ditch that zero and get yourself a hero.
That's right. If he doesn't drink caffeine, then he's...
If he's not drinking caffeine, then he's one stumpy bean.
There you go. And not a coffee bean.
Yep, not a coffee bean. A lean bean.
That's right.
If he ain't a coffee bean, he's a green bean. I don't know what I'm saying right now.
Probably drives a Toyota Prius.
He probably drives one of those sissy mom vehicles. Because he's trying to save the environment. He's like, oh, don't you know that they harvest coffee in like third world countries? It's like, yeah, that's where coffee grows.
He's like, I drink tea, and I'm just like, you get your boiled grass out of here.
Actually, like the coffee we order, just so that people like are aware, it is like a
fair trade.
Fair trade. So basically, they don't like take advantage of the fact that people live in society.
You can actually
where wages are so low.
You can actually look at
fair trade.
the bag, and it'll probably be more expensive, but it'll say fair trade certified. And what that means is that if you've ever seen that, which I'm sure you have, you probably just never really thought of it. That means the people who harvest it, the families that are working hard to make that coffee, they're getting enough that they can actually, pay for their home and food.
Yeah, they're
really
basically
cool.
They're basically getting a fair amount
that
for
is
what
the
the
problem
coffee
with
makers
what's going on in Thailand. The families can't afford. They make coffee there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Thailand makes a lot of coffee.
Yeah, but they can't. They're not being paid enough for it because Thailand, nothing's worth anything really. You can take $200 and live for like 2 months, like a king in Thailand, because money just goes so far.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is the people there also aren't making very much then.
Yeah.
Because we already, we already don't have to pay anything for it, but then we want to cut it down even more. And so then their kids are they can't afford them, so they're having to just drop them off as if you can't afford a pet. And then, of course,
basically
human trafficking
they have to sell them,
there,
basically. They have to, like, almost sell them. Or is it, like, selling or renting them to, like, these, huge places?
It's
and so,
usually selling.
There was a coffee shop in town that actually bought their coffee from these places in Thailand so that these people could afford to, make a living selling what they make. I'm not exactly sure how that society works. Lib was there for a couple months, about half a year, I think it was. 6 months, maybe?
I think it was actually only 3 months.
It was 3 months? It was only 3 months, okay. It felt long.
It was a very rough time for him. It felt really long for him.
Yeah. Well, like...
It was winter time for us. That's probably why it felt so long, especially because winters always go slow.
Yeah, winters
Which is one reason you wouldn't want to move to Finland, except for the fact they have really cool northern lights, and everybody there takes the winter really well. So in a way, it's kind of a cool place. We should go sometime.
Well, like, I don't know, winter is like... I've never liked winter. Like, I don't know, it beats me down.
Yeah,
I like it better out here, because it's like more of a dry cold.
There's part of me that loves it, because, it just feels... You know, of course, it reminds you of Christmas, and it's really it's a time of year where everyone decides, you know, maybe we ought to be friendly, not say shut up, kid. To everybody who steps out in our way. We ought to do that.
Do like people do like? Is there? Because there is something about Christmas, just like it's like programmed into your mind. It's just like, man, I just feel like forgiving everyone and being nice.
Yeah. It's amazing how that works. You kind of wonder if atheists feel that too.
I don't know. They seem to, like, you know.
You're right.
I mean, just like everyone kind of comes together that time, like when they had the whole spaghetti monster ads for the atheist, the atheist foundation during Christmas, and people were just like, yeah, dude, that's not like, this is not the time of year to be like acting like that, you know? Because it's just like,
yeah, nobody jumped on that bandwagon, really.
No, like, that's the problem with like any kind of what's the word for it? Radical believer in something, like in anything.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's atheism, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Islamism, whether it's I don't know, Buddhism even. There are some, even though like Buddhism is a very pacifist religion, I guess you can call it.
It is for the most part.
Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that is. I don't know.
Well, I can think of a few more religions who are definitely not pacifist.
The problem with this show is like it's a very random show.
It is a very random show.
It's supposed to be just like, that's what it is. It's just like, it's time for the random discussion show.
The random ramblers. That hasn't been taken before.
Yeah, that hasn't been used before. Shout out to my buddy Pedro from Random Ramblings Productions. Go check him out.
Go check that guy out. It's pretty cool.
We were in one of his recent videos on Sonic Adventure.
Yeah. So if you, for first video, I'd watch that one. It's a good one. It was good. It was good.
It was alright.
I was checking out his channel. It was good. I was like, I could live with this. I might send him a Christmas card. Maybe drop him a little subscribe. I don't know if I'll hit the bell or not, but
It's a little bit, you know. Yeah. Got a little bit of weirdness. I'm not sure where the story's going.
That is true. That is a very hard to keep up with story.
At this point, I feel like he could just be like, I would have kind of used narration on those videos, because it's hard to get like where the story's going to at this point, because there's just like there aren't really any dialogue.
But for his first series, it's going pretty good.
Yeah, it's going pretty well for like, I've never tried to do a story-based series. We're actually working on trying to plan out one. Problem is, like, I gotta take time away from other stuff, and right now I'm buying a house because I'm moving out. I'm getting married, and
essentially I think our thing is going to be similar to JonTron's Starcade. Yeah, how many episodes even was that? But it was like this really long series.
5 or 6.
Okay, but still, for JonTron?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, he had a production company. He
True.
he didn't have a production company. He had a sponsor.
Okay.
He had a
that
sponsor.
Always helps.
We had a production company. I guess it was a production
company.
company.
But we're going to do almost the same thing, only without a production company or sponsors.
Yeah, which... The thing about thing, though, is like... Well, which show are you talking about? Are you talking about Armageddon or Brother Mine?
Oh, there's 2.
Yeah.
I was talking about the Armageddon.
Oh, yeah, that's basically just a extension of the Homeschool Nerd show. Where it's going to be like
that was kind of how,
story. Yeah. Where like stuff that happens in each episode actually matters.
I guess that's how I was comparing it to Starcade, because in his, it was kind of like each episode had a little bit of something to do with the next one. And if you watch them in order, it makes a lot more sense than some of the jokes that are there. Yeah. And so in our case, it's going to be there.
I want to make it to where they can also just stand alone and not be like, previously on Homeschooled Nerd, not have... maybe I'll have a previously on Homeschooled Nerd.
Well, you just got to make it so short
like
and quick that it doesn't make any sense, because of course, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, it's just going to be
like a half-second clip of something that happened in the last one.
And it'll just be like, previously on Homeschooled Nerd. And it's like, have like a short 2-second shot.
The results are in! You are the father! What? What am I doing here?
What am I doing here?
Well, I'm on the show. I don't have any kids. I was like, oh.
Like, honey, I'm pregnant. Never mind. What if I just talk like Obama randomly in an episode? The results are in.
The results are in.
I'm president.
Time for changes now. We're gonna make big change. I hope everyone gets on Obamacare. It's really good. My wife likes it.
Happy 2016, everyone.
That's right. I'm the president. You're not.
Obama is gone.
Suck it.
Well, 2016 was the Obama is gone.
Oh, Obama's gone again. Yeah. I'm not the president anymore.
Dude, it's just it's funny that like
I was hoping Clinton would win. We're like homies. Should let me come over. We'd play on Nintendo Wii.
Very nice.
Good console.
I wonder like how much political we should get on this show. I mean, it's a random fact show, but like I guess I just literally do not care about politics, so I have nothing to say.
Well, there you go. Relatable.
Yeah.
Who cares about politics? Even
like,
the people who care about politics would rather not care about politics.
Yeah.
You gotta admit it, you know?
With election season coming up, it's just like all of a sudden people are like, well, I guess it's the time of year where I've got to care about politics and like research stuff.
Yeah.
Hashtag vote no on I am 25 if you're a South Dakotan.
Well, at least it won't affect me whether it passes or not, because after all, I don't really buy cigarettes. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, we're basically going to raise taxes on tobacco.
Yeah, I am 25 is basically just like, it's they're wanting to donate 25 million to public or schools, I think. I don't know if it's like colleges or if it's just like schools in general. But basically 25 million towards school funding, which is not very it's not very much for an entire state.
That's not much for an entire
state, especially when you got like already multiple like big colleges are in South Dakota. Mm-hmm. You know,
but that's the thing is that.
But like then you're just like, oh well.
Are they going to take it down
raise
after the 25 million? Of course not. You know, they're using that as an excuse to put it there in the first place, and then.
Well, I'm not sure if it's like 25 million a year or if it's just like 25 million, and then is going to come from this raising tobacco taxes, and it's their excuse they're using. But either way, like I legitimately do not support any kind of like taxation just because I don't know, I don't think it's I don't really think it's
well, I don't think they should put it on tobacco any more than they should put it on alcohol or coffee or soda or anything.
No, because like
I'm not saying
I don't know
you should smoke. You know, I'm not saying you should smoke or use tobacco. I don't think it's good for your health. But if you're gonna, then you do you. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, well, like,
but
I think like my thing is like because people have been like before a few years ago I would have been like no, don't legalize marijuana. Now I'm just like if it's illegal, people are going to do it. If it's not legal, people are going to do it. And I think that's why I don't care about, like, gun control stuff. It's just, like, if you make guns illegal, everyone's going to have a gun.
Yeah.
Probably more people are going to have guns.
I have a gun or two.
Because of all this talk about it, I'm actually thinking about going and getting both a pistol and a concealed carry permit.
I was actually about to... Oh, dude, you don't need a concealed carry permit out here.
You don't?
You can open carry.
Yeah, you do.
Well, not a concealed. If you're going to conceal carry, you need a permit.
Okay.
But you can legally completely open carry.
Okay.
Which I think is better. I'd rather open carry. I think that's more safe.
I didn't realize that. Because I was like looking at concealed carry.
If you bend over and someone sees a handle of a pistol sticking out of your underwear, that makes me uncomfortable. Because I'm like, okay, they're hiding the fact they have a gun. If someone walks by and they've got a gun in their holster, I'm like, cool. Nobody's going to mess with anyone. None of these people in this restaurant. Because it was this random story. I was helping this elderly couple. They... for some reason, they just like me really, really well, so they just basically pay me to just supposedly help them, but for the most part, I was just hanging out with them. Right. But anyway, we were at this restaurant, this little makeshift restaurant. It was a breakfast restaurant. And the cook, he's like this old-fashioned looking cowboy guy. He's got a pistol on his side and a cowboy hat, and it was quite cool. You know, he's got the classic sheriff mustache going on. And they didn't notice that he even had a gun.
Yeah.
And when I pointed out, they thought that was terrible. I was like, that's so strange, because I was like, what's wrong with that? I think that's cool, because anyone in the restaurant who he has brought their food to sees that he's got a pistol.
Yeah.
It's nothing scary, it's just a small one, but no one's going to pull out a gun
and try
to shoot
I have like
my
my
they're going to get shot.
I have like my shotgun, but that's like for more, like, that's for more like shooting clay pigeons and stuff like that. Going hunting, deer hunting if I ever do that again. Yeah. Which I prefer bow hunting, but I'm just thinking about like getting a pistol just because oh, here I'm moving out.
You have to hit me up when you go, because I've been meaning to go buy one.
Well, dude, let's just go in town and look at pistols sometime.
We should do that.
I'm off. I'm gonna be taking this next weekend off. So
well, I need to see if I can get a car loan as well. Man, I got all kinds of stuff I need to buy.
Yeah. I don't know how much do pistols run generally.
Well, I was gonna.
Because you can get one.
I found a really nice one. It was a Smith & Wesson. They actually had a rubber handle put on there. It was like had the military black and tan.
Right.
It looked pretty nice because it's nice and laid back. I was only 360.
Yeah.
That's a nice pistol.
Yeah.
What you want is the 9 caliber, I think it is, or 9mm shells.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's kind of the size the police officers use, so it works for hunting. target practice. The shells are super cheap.
Yeah.
But they're still powerful enough that, it'll kill a big animal or
Right.
a person if the time requires.
Well, honestly, the thing I'm getting it for is like for protection. Like if this, because South Dakota has a stand your ground law.
Mm-hmm.
It has a stand your ground law. So basically, which not a lot of states have that anymore. But basically, like if someone's being aggressive towards you, you're allowed to defend yourself.
Which I think is great.
So basically,
I think that's the way it should be.
yeah, I mean,
You
absolutely.
shouldn't sit there, let yourself get beat to a pulp, and wait for the cops to show up, because sometimes they can't.
Which, like, if it's like an unarmed person, then I'm just gonna be like, I got my gun if I need it, but I'll just take you.
If it's a person with a knife, hopefully you've
If
got
it's
a jacket on.
yeah.
If it's a person with a gun, well, hopefully they're close. If they have got a knife, hopefully they're far away.
Yeah.
That's the thing. A
But,
person with a knife is actually more dangerous close up than a person with a gun.
Well,
it's hard to detect the movement.
Unless
of the
they're
blade.
like really good at knife throwing.
Or if you have a jacket.
What do you mean?
Oh, there was this video where Jackie Chan was showing how you can use a jacket to defend against a knife because you can grab the blade if you got a jacket wrapped around your hand because you can grab it and it can't cut you because it's going to take a lot of effort to cut through all that cloth.
You're right. Yeah.
And so you can just grab
You're
it.
So right.
You can grab it anywhere on the handle, the blade, his wrist, and he can't cut you because you've got a jacket wrapped around your entire arm.
Yeah, you're right. Oh,
He said to grab it and just like start taking it off and twirl it around whichever hand you can use, grab it, then use your other hand to take them out.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool technique.
I'll have to remember that. There you go.
Yeah.
You guys are learning self-defense techniques.
That's right. There's actually a lot of self-defense techniques that I'd like to go learn. Like, I've watched all these videos about these guys using incredible moves that are, unthinkable. It's something you can just, any situation. What to do.
just like
From someone
the thing
putting
is,
you
like,
in a neck lock to being attacked by a dog.
What do you do with a neck lock? Because like I've often wondered about that. Like how long? Because you only. Well, let me look it up real quick.
What?
How long does it take to choke someone out? Because I looked it up the other day. Okay. If I want to choke someone out, it would be somewhere under 10 okay.
It does not take very long if you do it right.
What the heck? Okay. I had like a website the other day which like said how it worked. Hang on. Okay. Okay, if you deprive the brain of oxygen, the person will rapidly lose consciousness. Permanent neural damage usually takes 5 minutes. Okay, so I think... I'm trying to think like,
But anyway, yeah,
okay,
there's a few tactics. to
yeah,
get
it's like
out of
5 to 10 seconds you can choke someone out.
it. Twisting, I think, is a way you
60
can do it.
seconds or at full application or 6 seconds or more, the person will die.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You don't.
So you
more than,
only.
like, 30
So that's the thing
seconds.
I've always wondered is like, okay, so good. I know I can choke someone out in like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it pretty easy. But my question is like, if someone's got me in a neck lock, I only have those 10 seconds.
You twist.
Okay, you twist.
You can twist your neck because as they're coming down, you can kind of twist it.
Yeah.
Because it can only pinch in, so many directions. You try to twist.
So that might get you a little
and-
more time.
Yeah. If it's a girl,
But-
you don't have to worry about it because she's not going to be very strong. If it's a dude,
Whoa, dude.
you grab
Dude.
them in the and disable their groin essentially.
Right. Yeah.
That's the best bet to go for.
Give him a junk shot.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what if you just like reached in between, like gave a good squeeze, like because that insanely hurts.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's what you do.
That is what you
That's
do.
what you do. You
You
give 'em-
should have heard the Chinese guy explaining it as I was watching the video. I was just like, the way he said it. He talks in a British accent, and he's a
Right.
Chinese dude.
Oh.
It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen, and he looks like Saitama because he's bald and everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's beautiful.
What? Can you believe One Punch Man is finally coming back?
I am so
I am
excited
so
for that. I'm so
freaking
excited.
happy. I remember seeing that back in what was that 2012 that was released?
Oh, it's
been a long
No,
time.
it was 2015, right?
No, I don't think.
What? That's not for sure. It was 2015.
When was One Punch Man season 1 released?
I found 2 for you to choose from. One Punch Man S1.
Okay.
One Punch Man.
So this would be the
One Punch Man
the
was
sub.
released October 4th, 2015.
Okay, 2015. Okay.
But still, that's you know,
Which like,
it's gonna be
so it's
4
been
years
3
till the next
years.
one comes out.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, it'll have been 4 years then. That's a pretty long time, especially for like a show that was so critically acclaimed as that one.
Yeah, because it's not like it was.
I'm hoping that's why it's taken so long. Is just because like it was. I think it was a shock for them. Like they didn't realize how well it was going to be received in the West. Because like most animes, the West doesn't really care about.
Yeah.
The only ones we really care about are like the early ones, like Dragon Ball Z, One Piece a little bit, Pokemon obviously,
Yeah.
and you know. Which all those shows I've really enjoyed, and like I understand why people like them. Like Dragon Ball, well, I actually like Dragon Ball better than Dragon Ball Z, mostly just because it's like a little more. Because Goku starts out as that's his story as a kid,
Right.
so it's like from whatever 6 or whatever he was to teen Goku.
The funny thing is that if you ever had a show about Saitama from when he was a kid, it'd be extremely boring until he finally turned 19.
Yeah. I would kind of like to see like more of his origin stuff, but like, I think like what makes One Punch Man unique is just because it's funny. It's like it's
Wait, no, he was
legitimate-
22 when he started being a hero.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Genos was 19.
Genos is 19.
Yeah.
Well, he used 19 in the series.
Yeah.
So like, and he was like, what, 15 when he got sighted.
I think something like that. I think it was 15 or something.
But I like the show is like legitimately very well written. It's very well done, and I think like this next series is gonna be. Hopefully, I expect it to be longer because it took them longer to make. So I expect it was just like, okay, we can do season 2, but it's gotta be long because this next arc is like a lot longer than that
Huge.
first
It is
one.
enormous.
So, and they got a lot more characters to introduce because
Yeah, it
like
is.
they skipped a lot of characters in the first season
Right.
because they barely touched on the hurricane group. The Blizzard Bunch.
The Blizzard Bunch, yeah,
Bunch.
they hardly-
They had them in there, but it was like very random. It was hardly seen.
They had one scene of the Blizzard Bunch other than the specials episode.
And they were just like, nah, let's not take on this monster. It's dumb. That'd be dangerous.
Yeah.
But
But at the same time, they did a really good job with it, and I feel like that
no,
was
they did a good job with it. I'm just saying, like, I don't think they were. I don't think they were expecting to do season 2. Otherwise, they would have set up for it more.
Exactly. What I'm
So-
thinking is that they were kind of just like, hey, let's see how it goes. You know?
Yeah. I think like
Just because
only
they had
allowed
a
them to
group that wanted to work basically for
Yeah.
free and just kind
Yeah.
of out of,
Whereas this season,
that I
think,
love for the art was
yeah,
gonna do it.
I think
And
this
then it
season we're
blew
gonna
up.
see a lot more action scenes.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a lot better done. I think we're gonna see more episodes. And yeah, I hope that the dub isn't too far behind the sub, because I prefer dub in this case. I'm kind of random when it comes to sub versus dub, because like
Well, I've heard some people like to watch both, so that way you can watch the season like 1 or 2 extra times.
that's a
before it
good
feels
idea.
old.
But like,
So I might watch the Japanese version
Yeah.
when it comes out, just because.
I think Dragon Ball was a decent dub, but like they messed up a lot of stuff in it.
Right.
Which and then
you
like
gotta make it family friendly.
one, yeah, well, like they're just like he was, and a lot of it doesn't make sense when they change it. Like instead of him being like, "Oh, I'll get you dirty pics of this girl," and then Vegeta being mad about it, instead he's just like, "Oh, if you help us, then we'll let you kiss the girl." That wouldn't work because, like, you know,
Doesn't make any sense.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense, man. You can sneak with pictures. You can't sneak with kiss.
That is
Dummy.
very odd. That is like that. Just
Like
doesn't
that's the
make
worst.
sense, but they just.
There's no need to replace that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Dragon Ball has all kinds of edgy stuff in it.
Yeah, it's just.
That's far from the edgiest thing that's gotten away. I mean, have you seen Master Roshi? Although I guess they cut all of that out of the English dub too.
I'm not surprised.
It goes silent when I watch like the uncut version. And it's just like silent film suddenly. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Anyway, we probably shouldn't talk too much about anime on this show. People are gonna like, anime's dumb. These are weebs.
Well, I'm certainly no weeb. I prefer the dub, absolutely, and I've only watched one anime.
You've
I've
only
only-
watched one?
Yeah.
Really? You've never watched like? Have you never seen Full Metal Alchemist?
Nope.
Even?
Mm-mm.
Dang, dude, you're
No.
missing out, man.
I know. I just don't feel like picking it up.
Yeah, well, like I don't know. I really enjoy. Like I don't.
I looked up like top 10 best anime, and I was like, well, they rank One Punch Man pretty low, which means I'm not gonna like any of these.
I think the thing is like One Punch Man. I would definitely put it in my top 10 anime list, but like there's so many other good ones that are like
yeah. Oh yeah.
good
I'm
just
not
in
saying.
general.
I'm just. It's it's supposed to be a parody of an anime, essentially.
Yeah, I guess
Almost
that's
a satire
why.
version,
I
which
guess
is
that's why
I
like
like it so much.
I guess because I appreciate Dragon Ball Z more after I watched One Punch Man, because it's just like, oh, this is where these jokes are coming from, because you have these exact same kind of dialogues, but instead Saitama just like sees through it and it's just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Can we just do this? I need to go shopping for crab rangoon.
Yeah. I could go for some crab rangoon.
What is crab rangoon?
Okay, that's where you have crab pieces and something else. I forget what that is, but you like put it in those wraps and you fry it.
Uh-huh.
And you dip it in that Thai sauce stuff.
Oh, cause that's Thai food?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
We've had it before.
Have we?
Remember the last time we were at the friends the Seals house that we had?
Oh.
It was where you put the can of crab and you put it like.
I guess I didn't realize that was crab.
Well, yeah. Well, you know those things you fold in triangles.
Yeah.
The squares. You fold them in triangles
Right,
and you
yeah.
fry them, and it's like got this. It's cream cheese is what it is. It's cream cheese
Okay.
with crab meat, and you fry it inside a
Wow.
spring roll type thing. These only instead of being
Yeah.
rolls, they're folded over.
Right,
And they're
yeah.
little triangles, and then.
Okay. So
I don't know what it would be if you bought it at a restaurant, but that's how we make it. And
Right, yeah.
it is nice. I could go for some of that.
I could too. I didn't realize that what that was. Now I'm hungry. Still didn't eat lunch because these stupid ulcers.
Yeah, we both.
Shout
have
out
them
to
somehow.
anybody who's in the world who's ever suffered from an ulcer.
Mine aren't near as bad as
You know
yours
they're
right now.
pain.
They're just kind of a nuisance, which is kind of
Well, I
frustrating.
got, like,
'cause
a
the
massive
McRib just
one.
came out again today.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
we'll have to
back
get
to- back to
we'll have to get it
McDonald's.
next week for next week's podcast.
That's right.
We'll just start a review.
Like,
of,
hey, did you know?
McDonald's
The
McRib?
McRib is pretty cool.
It's pretty cute. I'm curious to have it because I've never had it before.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
So because growing up as a kid, you only got quarter pounders because that's all your parents could afford.
If you
for
get this, well, no, you don't even get those, do you? Because those are like fancy burgers.
Oh, are they?
That's what the parents
quarter
get.
pounders?
You just get like a double bacon cheeseburger
Yeah.
or something. You know.
I was
which-
thinking just like the normal cheeseburger, which just has the
Yeah.
patty, the ketchup, the
Yeah.
cheese, and that's it.
Well, actually, like
It's a
their double
burger.
bacon cheeseburgers are $2 a piece. You have two patties,
Indeed.
bacon, and you got your ketchup, you got your cheese, you got your lettuce and onion.
Yeah.
Not lettuce. You don't have lettuce. You have onions and pickles. That's what you got.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple, but still better than just
Yeah.
burgers.
The
and
other
bacon.
the other day
I got
were-
10 of them the other day.
Yeah, the other day we were like going to Wendy's and we wanted to try out the new Sausum Burger. So we went to the drive-thru, and then the total came to for like supposedly 2 Sausum burgers, double burgers.
Great big burgers with and then
Yeah.
a cookie on the side of that too.
cookie too, and they just came to
Five something.
came to 5 something. I was like, that can't be right.
I was
You
like,
sure?
wow, that's
And
a
so I
good
even asked
deal.
them, is that right?
They're like, yeah,
Then we ended up opening up. It's like,
double.
this is a Sausum Burger. That
It was-
doesn't seem
it was
right.
their
But it
discount
wasn't. It was their
burger.
discount 4 for 4 burger. So
Little
it's like
cheap burger, yeah.
You can get like the full meal. You drink your fries and your burger for $4. I think is what it is.
Oh, your drink comes free. It's on the side of that. You get it's actually a pretty good deal because you get a burger, fries, and
Nuggets.
chicken nuggets, and then and your drink is that 4? I guess that's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get all that.
All that for $4.
It's pretty
Dang,
good.
dude.
It's pretty good.
I am a. I mean, it's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
I don't like nuggets that much.
Yeah.
And
They're-
those
they're
burgers,
okay,
Those burgers
but
aren't that good. I prefer
can't
just,
ignore the
I
fact
prefer
that
just to
they're-
get a big old either. The spicy chicken is my current favorite.
Mhm.
I like the. I want to try the Baconator sometime. I think
It's
that'd be good.
okay.
Is it okay?
It's not.
I'm not a
amazing.
huge like store bacon fan. I like bacon that we make at home.
Yeah.
Because it's just like
The Sausum burger was all right, but it definitely needed ketchup,
yeah,
in my opinion, and it needed
Yeah.
salt as well. So
which we put ketchup on ours.
yeah, that helped it out quite a bit.
Yeah.
But still, if you want a high class burger, but you want to get it from a fast food joint, get McDonald's Smokehouse burger.
That was a good one.
That's gonna be the best thing you're gonna get from a fast food place. Of course, it's not. It's pretty expensive,
It's
so
expensive, but you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
Don't become what McDonald's calls a heavy user,
Yeah.
or you won't be able to afford rent
That's
because
right.
you'll be too busy buying quarter pounders because they were recommended on the That's Pretty Cool show.
That's right.
Do you realize we've made like a full circle here?
I know. That's what I pointed out earlier.
You did
From McDonald's to back to McDonald's, yeah, which is
Yeah.
literally what we started with.
from Mickey D's to Mickey D's.
Like, how does that even happen? I'd say this is a good point to
This
end
is
the
this
show.
is a good point to end the show. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for our first episode of That's Pretty Cool, the random show. from Homeschooled Nerd.
You won't find a show more random than this.
No, you won't.
Show it to your friends. Advertise everywhere. Not because we want to be famous, but
Yeah.
because we want to prove one thing. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So anyway, guys, if you wanna, you can check out the podcast. It's gonna be here on YouTube for the next while. Hopefully, we'll be able to put on iTunes later on. I'm not gonna get in any big hurry because I just want to make sure that I enjoy doing this podcast.
Yeah, you don't want to get it out there too much before we realize, you know what, this is stupid. I want to do this.
Yeah, I gotta enjoy doing the show, man.
That's right, you do.
It's a different kind of show.
It's a different kind of show.
Different kind of show.
Which that's what makes our show so special. We have no show that's the same.
No, we don't.
You can't go see our old shows because they're so terrible. We removed them. But
yeah, I actually want to put like the Homeschool Nerdcast seasons 1 and 2 on iTunes eventually, just so that people can go back and listen to them. Because we had some cool stuff like on the first season we had like an episode with Tim Schmoyer.
You're right.
We had an episode with freaking the guy from the Audacity podcast.
Oh, Daniel J. Lewis.
Daniel J. Lewis. I knew it would be with
I feel like we had an episode with guy from Creation Today.
David Reeves. We had a guy from David Reeves. We did an episode of the Creation Stronger Now podcast with
Eric Hovind.
Eric Hovind.
But yeah, I get those two podcasts mixed up because we kind of started.
Yeah, we've done so
this
many.
one.
We've done
we
so
started
many
the
shows,
Homeschool
man.
Nerd Show right after the Creation Astronomy Now podcast.
Yeah.
Which the problem with that was people were actually just finding us because they were looking for somebody else.
Yeah.
So they weren't exactly coming for us in the first place.
No.
They found us and they were like, "Oh, this isn't what I want," which is never a good thing.
Yeah.
And
because then you get a lot of views and then
Yeah.
watch time because people are just like, oh, this is dumb. I don't want this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
stupid.
Anyway, so here we are.
So yeah, the reason we're just doing a different show, for those wondering, those coming from Homeschooled Nerd, which is our main channel over on YouTube, check it out. We started doing the Homeschooled Nerdcast because I wanted to take the show in a new direction, and I didn't want to start a new season, so I thought just rebrand the whole thing.
Exactly.
And that way, this can be a standalone show if we want.
Also, we don't connect with a lot of homeschoolers. We're different.
I think we actually. I think we connect more than you're thinking.
Well, probably. I guess what I'm thinking is that not that many homeschoolers are probably gonna, find the show because there's only so many. I'd kind of like to connect to absolutely everybody.
You know what? I'm gonna share this podcast on the Blimey Cow Patron Facebook page, and we're gonna see how many homeschoolers are able to relate to us.
You could be like, prove my brother wrong.
Wrong.
And I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying we do either.
That wasn't a big.
This is gonna be.
Yeah,
this will be the proof in the pudding, dude.
That's true. We need that pudding proof.
Yep. Anyway, guys, if you want, you can check us out. I mentioned the YouTube channel, Homeschool Nerd. Look it up.
That's right.
Also, if you want to check out my Twitter, you can follow me at Vinnie Harned.
Also, we are not sponsored by McDonald's, and I'm sorry I interrupted you. I didn't realize.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by McDonald's.
We're not. We're just
heavy users. We're just heavy users.
That's right.
Yeah, but you can follow me on Twitter at Vinnie Harned. That's Vinnie at Vinnie with an IE. HARNED is Harned. Joe.
I don't use a lot of social media. You can't
find
find
me.
Twitter. I suppose I ought to. I just don't feel like going to the trouble for it.
It's not. It's my favorite social network because it's so simple.
That's true. I have heard it's simple.
Yeah. You can also join the Homeschool Nerd Discord. Just go to the description of any Homeschool Nerd video, and you'll find the link to join our server. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for our first episode. Thank you guys for listening in. And we'll see you next week with another episode. We'll have some more fun, some more chats, some more laughs, hopefully, on the next episode. Until then, take it easy. Bye-bye!